All right, welcome to the Comic Book Shop of Doom here on AwesomeStreaming.com. We're going to have a video. This is about DC Comics and their continuity. Okay, how many times do you think DC Comics has been rebooted in its history? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times over its shared history of acquiring publishers, characters, bad storylines. We got to write this out. Deaths we don't want to count anymore. And today, okay, it's Tuesday, September 6, 2022. This just popped up on Comic Book Resources. DC just gave a birth to a brand new multiverse in Dark Crisis. Dark Crisis number 4 sees pariahs siphoning massive energy from Earth's various superpowered beings to manifest an entirely new collection of worlds. Okay, I got a proposal here. If we're going to create the multiverse is getting redone for DC, and there's all these possible rumors and innuendos and more rumors and inside talk of people saying that DC is going to license out its comics, what's this going to do to continuity? And this got brought to me by my one friend Kurt, where I said, what happens if Todd McFarlane takes the Batman books? And let's just say, this is all hypothetical, and Marvel takes Superman. What happens then? Like, obviously, Warner Brothers Discovery wants to keep the trademarks on these things, to keep the movie rights and the TV rights. But Kurt said right off the bat, he says the continuity in the comics is going to be all screwed up. And, well, here's a possible way of solving this. What if the main DC universe, which has been the Rebirth, which got rebooted back in 2016 and 2017, what if it's put on ice? What if they put, like, as of right now, they just take DC's continuity and stop it? And then everything from this point on, going into this multiverse thing they're doing in this Dark Crisis, is whatever they're going to do with these other publishers. I mean, they're going to have to at some point address if they license out characters. Or let's say Ethan Van Sciver. Okay, let's just say hypothetically, he comes to them with a proposal to do Green Lantern. And they license out the rights to do a Green Lantern comic to him cheap enough where he can make a profit at it. And let's say he does it. What happens then? Like, what happens to those stories that he does, So that could be in this multiverse. I mean, this is just me talking off the top of my head. But I was thinking of this where this is going to be a problem at some point where, and I compare this to when Marvel sold off the film rights to Spider-Man and the FF and the X-Men and Daredevil, and here 20th Century Fox got Daredevil, the X-Men characters, and they really pimped out those X-Men characters for all they were worth. And Sony's doing the same thing now with Spider-Man. And Marvel's like, man, we could have had it all if we would have kept it internal. And is that going to happen with DC? Now, I think there's a little bit more knowledge here where DC, like I said, they want to keep the film rights and the TV rights. But their comic book stories are going to be a mess if this guy takes over publishing of this one and this company takes this one. And then you got the issue, too, of just to keep the copyrights going. Every couple, I think it's like 27 or 28 years, you got to renew this stuff. And I know it's in that bracket, okay? So they have to do some kind of, they have to put it out or publish a deal or something. The cheapest thing to do is put out a comic book. That's why you would see, like a Batmite shows up in something, or, one of these loser characters, they want to keep the copyright on it. They don't want it to fall into the public domain. So something like that, So what happens now if they shut down DC? What happens to the secondary characters like Sergeant Rock and the Losers? Do they publish a one shot just to keep those copyrights, or what happens then? You know what I mean? I mean, do they have to talk somebody into publishing it then? Like they beg Todd McFarlane, please, Todd, publish a one shot of Sergeant Rock versus Batman just to keep the copyright going. I mean, it gets ridiculous. So DC, in a way, it needs to run just to keep some of these characters afloat where they could be used later. And I'm not advocating them losing money, but they put themselves in this predicament. And as of right now, like supposedly the rumor is the only thing that's selling is the Batman stuff. Everything else is losing money. So what do? I mean, do you publish a book online? I mean, you could do that too. You could put out a digital comic. I guess that'd be cheaper than even doing a print run, where you just got to pay the artists and the writers to come up with a story, and you could put it on their digital site and sell it, so you don't even have to solicit it through a diamond. But, you got to keep these copyrights flowing. But what happens if, the continuity's thrown out the window, like this guy gets Batman, and this guy gets Superman, and this guy gets Green Lantern, and then things expire. What do you do then? It's hard to say. This is unknown territory as of right now. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Everybody have a good day.